Council, if you're ready to continue, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. The witness is being brought in. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Thank you.
May I remind you that you're still under oath?
Yes.
And it is important that you speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
And
it is important that you speak the truth without fear or favor. Before we went on break, you were talking about the Silaba Samate case. I know that you are interested in clearing your name and all the lies that have been made against you by the state. And I agree with you that that is important. You have to clear your name. And it was wrong for the DPP to falsify, or rather to provide false information in an affidavit. And to attribute that information to you. Personally, I will commend you for taking the step of exposing that lie. Especially at the time when it was happening. By the letters, through the letters you have written. Perhaps that's the reason why the case failed, as you put it.
You know why?
When the initial case against Jesus failed, and Jesus meaning Esa Baji,
so we Jesus could do any Esa Baji.
What happened next? You've told us that you have refused to provide the information they wanted. When they fraudulently brought in that information, you wrote letters to the relevant authorities to the extent that, the scheme that they were using has now been exposed. And the initial case against Esa Baji has failed because you are not playing ball. What did the state do?
Dan case Esa Baji ado hade do gasi 29th March si time yejitani ko onyan minen min kumni on case min badi forward our file and everything.
Esa Baji's case, it was closed on the 29th of May, but by then we have already forwarded our documents concerning our case.
On tumanon hende dum done ta dum suaya ko ha ngal o chala fofu wadade. This was case armed robbery.
This was before it went to court, and the case of the armed robbery also came on.
It's just what go to order na gasatan order ne fudi konon dum yari.
They followed one another. This first case was just ending when this other one came up at the same time.
So andari in fact nawadi get a kewde go be tumno isabaji kono den fof mi tari ha nimbadi fere wonde ma de lapina because go.
If you look, many accusations were leveled against Esabaji, but I stood to make sure that the truth prevails because first of all, they said the compound he got at Bijilo was fraudulently obtained.
Yes, all that may very well be true. And we will not delve much into these cases.
Now let me go.
Because remember, we are here investigating human rights violations. When we mention these cases, it's just to give us context. But these are not the cases we are investigating.
Okay. Johnny, adani human rights. Ko lua o tigiwi wande noma.
Gedal yimbeben ko lua o dari o wi.
High goto fota tampine he jawdi mum he bandu mum he horam. Nobody to be made to suffer in body or in property. Yeah. And the intention was to deprive him all those properties. And we have to stand, make sure that since they are legally obtained, we stand to make sure that it is done like, and it's not illegally taken from him. So left to them, they would have taken these things.
No lua o halirini minen ko on darde men bangi parce que loi o wi a fotani nangude yimbe tampinamo walla musna bandu makko e dow fenande minen ko on lawol men bangno pour men yi'a gonga daro ta be tampinani yimbe be yakka gede mabbe wayri ko yimbe no yimbe ben fo woniri ni.
Who was involved in this scheme against Esabaji?
Ko mboy hombo tawano de fewjore duwoni hippagol Esabaji.
Numo kujabi ko hen wano.
Maukijabi was part of it.
How
I knew about it, and Benjamin was also part of it.
Pahari Jamme, Tumaninani hen no pete, or Fenyani hen no pete, Konomino Subi Mako Horamako, Hombo one out about.
Pahari Jamme, I am not clearly sure how far he was involved in the matter, but I suspect that he knew something about it.
Yoya Jamme Horamako, because Kalakona and Biama President Ovi.
And Yaya Jammeh himself, because whatever they were saying, they will always say, as the president said.
Mm-hmm. So it is your view that Yaya Jammeh wanted to do away with Esabaji?
Our joining no ini ko halama wandama Yaya Jammeh ko fala no ko duwoni dirtingol Esabaji na bira mo sengo.
And he wanted to use these justice sector institutions to do that.
Te ko honno wawata gagnirade dum don ko woni o nafitora woni damal men liggorgal woni fotungal danodo gonga on ko ngal o fala nafitorde.
Like the NIA as an investigating institution, the Ministry of Justice as a prosecution institution, and the courts as the justice institution.
Oh, misal de damed o fala nafitorde ko woni misal NIA be andama wona ko ben foti lijjintinde kala ko neddo ko tuumal ngal be tingal hoore mako kanyum may ministry jogi do loi ji din e gonga on kanyum may court suudi men nyaawirde din ko woni court ji din o dum o fala nafitorde no pour o wawa hebude ko fala ko
dum ko gonga because dum taginde min company daen ontuma dido puddi ar affaire halis mo wano open an account de woni dafo dum ne wadi dum follow in the banks to make sure that it is proven it is his bona fide property.
Yes,
yes,
fact,
and it was accepted.
What happened is, as you said rightly, that's what he wanted to do. Because after the end of that saga, what also appeared was that another case started by opening a bank account when I went there for what did
account mako on bembino hebirani mono February.
Account
ko February o hebinwa because momo uditi gilande o no dafo.
Ko hombo account o ko hombo jeyi.
Jesus Jimbo.
We
It was said
500,000
not on one.
500,000.
What is treasury bill or one?
Yes, and it was said that Esa Baji has an account which was opened in the form of treasury bills, and they were trying to say that that money was fraudulently obtained. But we stood to make sure that the truth prevails about that account.
Then
something is missing in the interpretation, because he said things like Darfur and things like that.
Because he got that money when he went to Darfur on a mission.
Exactly.
That's how he obtained that money.
Then we cannot go into all the details.
What
I wanted, why I am trying to say this is, they tried by all means to take these things from him in a wrong way. So we made sure that we will try and do our level best to see that justice prevails. This is why I'm trying to explain these matters here.
But even at that, you led an investigation which recommended Esa Baji be prosecuted for robbery, aiding and abetting commission of a felony, obstruction of justice, and other charges. Is that not the case?
That's a different case. It is a different case. That one is a different case from the case I'm talking about.
Yes, Mr. Witness. I am saying to you that he was investigated for drug trafficking.
Together
with Silaba Samate. He was investigated for corruption and abuse of office.
That
is about the monies that he had and where he got it from. And the properties that he had. That is the second one. And the third one was for robbery. Together with Ramses and his group. You participated in all these three investigations. Correct?
That's true.
Okay. Let's take them one by one. Were you a leader in these investigations?
I was part of the investigation.
In the first case, Samate one, what was your recommendation?
I cannot remember all what was in that recommendation, but if you have the report, you can remind me.
We will get the report. If you cannot remember, you cannot remember. We would put in the report later. But the recommendation, as far as I can recall, initially was that Esa Baji was obtaining money unlawfully. By way of bribes.
Yes.
And a very bribery, you don't horemum, ko heavy hen ko imbiko, wana ko heavy, wana gonga, because bribery alanoton, ko
about this bribery case, a lot of things said about it were not true. Because maybe what one can say about it is to beg something or solicit something from somebody.
High DPP me have the problem because they already prepare 76 counts or one no prepare initially. No or one did not fop. On Jesus to man. We did 76 counts. The kebaki because kokalta ko do na ko hebi. Me what did me aldi makosa hala satuka affect on to office makoto. Pour we go no wana to amend me because had dum ni vindiri nan dum man foga. Cominen because what could not be called is what be kambana no call. Maybe I don't want to bribe.
I had a problem with the DPP about the counts which they called against Esabaji, which went to the level of, to the amount of 76 counts. And I told the DPP, but these 76 counts are not true that you are alleging against Esabaji.
So you believe that those charges were just aimed to eliminate Jesus from the scene?
Awano ini ang koholi da kung kuduan itian tume de anda no ha chapan de jedi de jego den non fo ko sai be tagi de esa ba Jesus ko duwoni pour gaynu gol affaire makotang
dum ko gonga lab the post.
That's a clear truth.
Sa andari dum o autorima because ben be autori be fo ben yimbe fo min agno min heavy statements mabbe ha after min oram I had done okay interpret that.
Yes.
So that is not
the amount of money they are talking about, ESA begged that money from certain people, and I was able to ascertain it because I was able to talk to those people who gave him that money. So that shows that the money that they were trying to allege that it was stolen money, no, it was money given to him, or it was the money they were alleging that were bribes, no, they were given to him by certain people, not bribes.
And how about the drug dealing allegations that Jesus Esabaji said he was selling drugs for Yaya Jammeh?
Johnny feed drug on no feed drug on mobe tu muno ma wanda ma be wanda ma kanko Jesus ko Yaya Jammeh o yeyanta o drug
dum ne wana gonga because Jesus mean kongandu mi ko o meda wi neddo hombo ya drug o meda wi wonde ma Yaya Jammeh nambo oki drug mbo yeya dum wana gonga.
That's not true. Because Jesus never told me that or anybody that he is selling drugs for Yaya Jammeh.
So you
we tried to check and counter check, but we didn't see even a single person who said that Jesus told him that.
So those first two cases were not correct. The action the prosecutor wanted to take was wrong.
Awa din kesu jididi ding du woni jogido fi nyaawore ndennu on don laabi di o jettuno din don fo wona ya dan e lawol awa
dum wanda ne la because ndemin badi dum zambo kam wiya mi anda luwa kono mbi on mi anda luwa nyaawonya kono min andi case o baydi ko min visiti mo mi do andi ko kewi so bribe ala ton toragol e luwaji e dum salaka te ko jaado autori oka. What
I did was, after I was the person who investigated that case, the DPP was telling me that I am somebody who is ignorant of the law. I told him whether that's the case or not. But I investigated these cases and I discovered that what is being alleged against him is not true.
But you also investigated a third case.
What
is that third case?
Wani armed robbery manganantama ko bandi ji mawdi giwno di Guinea gardi be on ko Ramses office criminal mawdo.
Yes,
soldat wono Guinea soldat.
That was about armed robbery. It is alleged that somebody called Ramses from Guinea-Bissau came here. From Guinea-Conakry came here with a team who are all armed robbers. So, and he was a soldier when he was in Guinea-Conakry.
Ayat on Ramses horemako ko waji Jesus ko mabbe jadat te ko be waji rabe gila law ta dum don suwa arbom town.
And you will see that Ramses and Jesus are people who were acquainted for a long time. In fact, they are friends. They since long before any of these things happened.
Because nawadi ba got the city pop Joma Babo horemako bitet o Tony on horemako o medi Ramses haebe dum kalda.
There was a bar called City Pub, and the owner of that City Pub is called Tony. In fact, that man once saw these two people together when...
No.
How do we mean that?
Ramses and Tony, they met at the bar and they were talking about each one of them knowing Jesus and being a friend to Jesus.
Yes, Tony, Ramses, they made know how to the on City Pub.
But do
Jesus.
Do you realize that Ramses has testified before this commission?
And
also told this commission that that case against Esa Baji is fake. Because he and his colleagues were threatened to give that, to make that lie.
Simiare, ayat farmer don area had on tuma on dara ndako halta ko gonga wana ndako wana fenale.
If I explain, you will come to know what I'm saying, whether it is the truth or not.
Landing Bojang, ASP Landing Bojang, Johnny Kumakuma on the AIG operation, police.
ASP Landing Bojang at that time, now he is the Hodumoni Plasma Kojoni.
AIG operation.
AIG
Assistant Inspector General of
Police.
Assistant Inspector General of Police for operations.
On Horemako, Sandari statement Mako, Naholdera, Ramses, Jesus, Nobembadi.
If you look at that man's statement, you will come to see the relation between Ramses and Esa Baji.
Sandari statement Tony or Horemako Bila Oyaba on Horemako Sandari and that one denoma Jesus Ramses Kobe Wajira Teko Yadan Nobe ko Ando Dribe.
If you look at Tony's statement too, you will come to realize that Jesus and Jesus Kankwe Hombo, Kankwe Ramses. Jesus and Ramses were friends and they were highly acquainted.
In this start case that you investigated, the drug case, your recommendation, what was your recommendation? Of the armed robbery case, what was your recommendation?
Armed robbery.
And I'm in that report.
I'll have to look at the report.
Take a look at it. Take a look at it and see whether that's a document that you signed. Is it the document that you signed?
It looks like it.
My friend, can you recognize your signature?
I'm trying to also see my own copy.
Okay, bring out your own copy, yes.
This is why I say it looks like. I'm not rejecting it.
Okay. Let's make it quick because this is not the central issue in our investigation. This is just one little point.
Yes.
We just want to establish, Mr. Chair, that the NIA and the Ministry of Justice were colluding to fabricate cases against people at the instigation of the President. That's all we want to point out, and then
this is it.
That's the report.
Yes.
And the report, in the report, you recommended something.
Report. What do you
when I'm in Tandy, we come in Yamiri.
I am not the only one who gave this recommendation.
Yes,
it was a joint recommendation.
You recommended charges against Jesus. Obstruction of justice. Armed robbery.
Yes.
And robbery.
And conspiracy to commit a felony. In your honest opinion, were these charges justified?
Yes.
Could you,
Mr.
Chair, we asked to put this report in evidence. This is a report dated 30 May, I think.
No, it's 7th May, but the forwarding letter
yes.
dated 13th.
Yes. All right. And forwarded by Numo Kujabi, Director General. Please pass it to the Chair. Mr. Chair, we will give you exhibit number when you're satisfied with it. So you're saying, therefore, that 3 cases were tried against Jesus. The first 2 failed, and the third one, what's the result of the third one?
No, ini ko wiida ko kesuji tati dum be paranno esa bay didi din don yarari no be falirano tammo ko no wa yari
Randi mbo ado wana wonde go ahead didi fayda mbo ado ko mbita ko do fo wata dula goto.
Well, how this thing went on, all these things were later joined together, if I can remember.
These 2 you are talking about, the first ones.
Yeah.
Because as far as records are concerned, this is the second one. Hold on, the second one. Adding this additional. This one is caption additional.
Okay.
Investigation report.
That's right. So
you see, me sokno kadire pour yimbe be nganda Jesus hakune mako he Ramses no wonno because Ramses na do ari na feni hebe do penny te tawanda non ko anani be dum mi no kadi dum ande seda pour yimbe nganda wonde no ma he odo am everything tapale ngalaton min no min dabi trini te sede di min gagde di he so amen ko holni be ha you know min tawi wonde no ma don tapale ngalaton.
What I wanted to clear here is that Ramses came here and told lies. And saying about these 2 cases, what I can say about them is that most of it was fabrication and there were no truths in what Ramses said here. He came here and told lies.
So andari no time Ramses omedi wuju rider o agde hema ko hender lady he bakote police nangimbo.
If you can remember, Ramses stole a motorbike, a rider, and came with it into the country, and he was apprehended at the Bakote police station.
You see, we cannot go into all those little details.
No problem, as you wish.
We are not investigating these cases. And possibly the Commission would not even know where the truth lies in a lot of these cases.
You know, I Commission on the case
but what we want to show is that the state was involved in fabricating cases against individuals.
Okay.
Whether Jesus was guilty of these cases, whether he was a rogue cop or he was a decent cop, the important thing for us as a commission is that cases were fabricated against him. Correct?
Jesus ko neddo maranda ko neddo wona neddo feewdo ndako neddo honno no wayi fop kono ko gonga ko woni ko gonga ko dum woni laamu no be wadirayno non no be nabirayno gonga on e ko laawol ngol andata wona no yodi.
So you agree that cases were falsified against him?
Awa hino wa ini ajabi wondama kesuji din no yara no non ko be tegay tan fenade e do hore neddo
by the state.
Te hobbe wadata dum ko dum woni laamu go wadayno dum.
Jesus.
Yes.
Her own case.
Yes.
Her own case.
Yes, in that case.
All right.
Yes.
Report
yes, about this last one, the report that you have just passed.
You believe that this last case was a genuine case?
Very well, yes.
Yes.
Well, the commission has also received evidence that it was also fake, because the principal witnesses were threatened to give that evidence.
They were not the principal witnesses.
Well, that's what we are made to believe.
Exactly.
All right. So wherever the truth may lie, whether Jesus Esabaji was a genuine cop,
Jesus maji Esabaji ndako neddo mara da wonda mako no ko be tigi ko horma ko ndako dum hebi e makko,
or he was rogue,
ma ko neddo wona neddo fewdo.
the commission is not going into that. It's just like the case of the money doublers. We are not going into whether
commission on yahatan dartida ko dum do no wayni tan case mara da wonda be tuma no be wonda be waccay kalisi be sansay kalisi hara yarani e lawol.
We just using that as context to see how the state dealt with the matters.
Dum don ko yaltin dum don tan dartido do wal me wallina dum don da rutin hakkileji ni bawo wi hollugol wonda ma laamu ngon ko non be wadirayno kesuji ni ko non be wallirayno non be nabirayno di kadi.
And to check whether in all that there were human rights violations. And your view is, in the cases against Esabaji, At least 2 of them were fabricated.
kesuji ɗiɗi no tan ɗin ɗon gandanɗa wondema ɗum ɗon ko fenande tan ɓe tagi hoore makko
That's your position.
ko ɗon ɗum woni ɗan ko ɗum woni teppere maɗa ko ɗon dariɗa an
Correct?
ndako gonga
andi first case o sandari miɗen mbaɗi recommendation wona wonde on case ne fof hombo hen laaɓi poste.
Well, if you look at the recommendation, as for the first case, we wrote a recommendation. It doesn't mean that he's completely clear
in that one.
Well, it's not completely clear against him, but your view is that the state falsified certain things against him.
gonga no wiyani wondema ɗum fof no laaɓi e hoore makko kono si a dartiniki kadi laamu ngun kadi ɓe taguino haalaji e hoore makko ɗi annduɗa wondema yaadani e laawol
ko gonga.
That's true. That's true. That's quite true.
Your testimony is that the motive why the state falsified evidence or cases against him was to eliminate him.
anko miijo maga ko sikkuɗa ko ɗum woni sa yi laamu ngun immini wonden ɗon miijo sifa teka ɗum hoore makko ko ɗum woni pour ƴettugol mo tan dirtinamo seeɗa ɗum woni fankinamo
Yes, that's true.
Okay, now let's move on.
aw joni ɗen wawi feƴƴude
Mr. Chair.
Council, before you move on, just a very minor point. Until I saw this additional report, I didn't know who you were talking about when you said Ramses appeared here. But after seeing this report, I realized that he's Soriba Konde.
Soriba Konde,
now
yes.
then, because at first when you kept on saying Ramses, I thought it was a reincarnated Egyptian pharaoh. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That one is hilarious, I must say. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Ani do sai ha miɗo mo haalnano no ɓe gontrini ko ɗo oɗo wi ɗo wondenoma ko forsaɗo pour o wonta seeɗe.
The reason why I am saying all this, that man who said Ramses who said that he was forced to become a witness.
So min ɗum ɗon mi tinan ɗum forcé o to waɗitode mi andade kono minen nde o ari ɗo yetamen gave us a state o kumin haala makko ka tawata haydara ɗumannaka noon so mi tinan noon ɗo o yewtida walla ɗo o força pour yo windu ɗiɗon bindi ɗo windiɗo haala ka o haali ka komin keɓi ko e oɗo report.
What I am not aware is how he was forced or when he was forced to become this witness. Okay. But when he came, whatever he said, everything is captured in a document.
Okay. Now, thank you, Mr. Witness. We have to make progress. Another example of fabrication.
Misal goɗɗo gokat no ɗo gandandama wondema no yaadi no haala ɗo wandana yaadani e laawol.
You told us was the Deda Haidara case.
ɗum woni Deda Haidara case makko.
Do you recall that?
nde hiɗa wawi manditade ɗum.
Can you tell us how that is a fabrication?
Ndayɗa wawi haalande yimɓe on Deda Haidara kadi case makko ko honno ɗum woni haala ko andanda wana gonga.
Ani Deda Haidara sa andari ko police aɓe gadino won heɓe mbisita kulle affaire Deda Haidara.
If you look at Deda Haidara's case, it was the police who were initially investigating his case.
So joni yehi ha temini dula ta yimɓe ɓe keɓani hoolare heddo no ɗum yarata ni go ɓe jiyina deƴƴi haydara haalaka haydara waɗaka he maɓɓe no way noon ni laamu ngu ala ko woni he wadde he kulle ɗumen.
It went up to a level people became suspicious. They no longer trusted because what happened, the police went to a level they became completely quiet about the whole case. They said nothing about it. This is what made the people suspicious.
So aya joni mi andano ɗum woniri noon ha ɗum keso wiya joni yo NIA jogo affaire visit gongol yo adde to maɓɓe.
I don't know how it ended around that end, but up to the level that the case was transferred to the NIA for them to investigate.
Nde ɗum adda tan noon ɓe gokkiri impression ɗum woni ɓe gokkiri noon layne maɓɓe ɓe guitat gonga o ɓe mbaɗa ko ɓe poti ko wat ha yimɓe ɓe ganda ko kewi si Allah jaɓi kala ko wona laaɓat poste te tawata noon ɗum ɗon noon wona ko wona ɓe mbaɗiroyani noon no ɗum haalirani wona noon ɗum waɗiroya.
Well, when this happened, the case was transferred to the NIA. They also came out saying that they will do their level best and they will follow this whole case up to the top of it, and they will reveal everything that has transpired in the case. But at the end, that was never done.
What did they come up with?
Honumbe yaltini case on.
So mi yitani ko hollirbe yimbe be wonde no ma yo fof pour ne min the officer men habitat pour be ganda ko woni ko ton be ngokkibe yakar mawdo dal yakar mawdo pour wonde no ma be puntinat gonga o so ko dum be kolliri dum be kali
Ko hombe holleri dum ko police wala NIA
officer men our authorities.
Okay, what
they
happened?
Gave that impression. They gave that big impression. They are going to handle this diligently and make sure that, you know, the truth is established. Everything surrounding his death will be investigated and known. That was just an impression. It was false, but nothing genuine was done.
The NIA came up with a report, which is right there for you.
NIA ben kono be yaltino a report.
And in which some of the findings were that that he may have offended some people
you know why wanda wodi be otonyu no
who may have harbored the desire to have him eliminated.
Me andanda ben be hebuduno ella seda ko ben hebi anni on pour be gaynitomo.
And sadly,
te ko metti ko berdon
they labeled him as a serial womanizer, and that may have been the reason why he was killed.
Te be jonni mo inde du woni ko serial womanizer ko du woni mo nandorlo ko gorko mo nandorlo ni wa debbo.
And suggested that in his writings, he may have offended some people who wanted him dead.
Te wobbe ko kadi wi wonda no way wodi mo hebuno ella seda te ko joni hare ko ben be yobi wobbe ko pour be ya be gaynitomo be waram.
Even though bullets were recovered from some of the victims,
way no way gonga de kono be iti kurego wobbe go be anda hebe tawano ko fellete.
There was no ballistic test in order to determine what type of bullet that was and from which type of gun it would come from.
Kono be wadano test gol be ndara wonde mako ko kure sifa hon dum te ko fetal hombo o den kure yalti be wadano dum don.
In essence, the state once again lied about this particular case in order to cover up what the state did, which is to send in the junglers to so brutally kill him.
Te do dum kadi laamu ngo on jamano be wadano golle mabbe no feewiri pour be wawa lijjindinde o mabe kiskisino o case makko be wawa andude ko hondum sababu mayde makko dente kambe tigi be handuno wonde makko kambe yobuno jongula so be be warimo.
Isn't that the truth?
Na dum woni gonga on.
Ani min ko ngandumi ko hen ngandumi wonde ma be mbadani haydara ko dumani ni ko selli ko wata dabide ha anda tigi you know ne ko taki fere ha o mai so dum do
because what I can say I was
dum do min he am dum do na ko hebi
I didn't know what they did because they didn't come out with anything genuine to show exactly what has really happened. But this document is something that is false. This didn't happen as it's written in this document.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We would send this to the commissioners and we ask that it be exhibited. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Okay. Our objective is just to show what the NIA was doing. And how that has resulted in the violation of rights of Gambia.
That is part the current commissioner of West Coast Region.
The current commissioner of West Coast Region.
When you know two mean the affair this Bonto thing. Bonto case or
Pate Jallo, is it?
Pate Jallo.
The people they wanted to accuse about this Bonto case about Pate Jallo.
Pate alako wanti hen.
Pate is not part of it. He has not played any role in it.
Mimi numdal no kamsa. Nemi jodi nyande wote bengari embi wande na ko statement Pate obe chokli. He gaze.
One day Pate Hombo.
Pate Jallo.
One day they came and said they needed a statement from Pate Jallo.
Dum gagno dum ko jata o
And Gazi.
Bano dumo garano dumo on ko jata on sa right now misimi yitani ko commissioner at the NDLEA jata.
And the man
indema ko adonde kono mboton.
And the man
ko agno dum o ko ben en nolimo pour to get these statements. Mimbe no.
And when this man came, I think nowadays he's working at the NDLA. He said he was sent by Ben to come and get the statement from party. But when
the statement of party and Gazi.
The statement of party, that's what I'm saying, the statement of party and Gazi. But he refused, he said no.
You would agree with me that the Bonto drug case, the NIA did not seriously investigate the links between those who are alleged to have owned the drug and the most significant authority in the state. That is the president.
When the president no.
Which is one goal wana NIA tandi one no hemudum. So dum do kai officer men no come in boni ko for dum do kai wana minentan. Because wana minentan one no hemudum.
That investigation was not only the NIA. It was a joint investigation, and it was not only the NIA who were involved in that investigation.
You participated in that investigation,
yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Tell us in all honesty, did that investigative panel investigate the role or connection, what tied the state, the president, to speak, the president, and those drug dealers?
We hala gonga ma on.
Did the NIA or the investigative panel investigate that?
Nda on kafumo be darnu no pour wawa lejjintingol on drug case on bonto case on nda be wonno golle mabbe no fewiri dum woni yobbundiral wongal e on drug jeynobe on drug bon kanyum may president on.
Ani minen no min pononi wadir golle de min gokira ka yo min badi be dum minen dal nawayno ni no min potik noni dum wadir wana non dum wadir because nawadi interference be nata hen be godum dum be na dum bada dum be na dum bada ta minen min tinani bom because dum wadi dum way content den bada no de
this is what happened.
Minen panel o min tinando
because the panel at the NIA
minen ponno won minen dum potitin.
We were not aware of certain things because that investigation, how it took place was some other units were doing investigation which we were not aware. And it was not only the NIA who were involved. Other units of the security branches were involved in that investigation. Some things were happening which the NIA were not aware of. So things went the way that it went, which was not properly handled.
He did talk about interference.
Interference, yes. Yeah. Interference. Other units were
interference, yes.
Could you tell us about the interference?
I know I had a got on Sango Vigo Wonder, Chetego Kadi, and I Tawa, Ganduru, Gardu Jimen, Benkadu Natun, and Jungo, a fee lending.
And I joined Lebenanga. We are going to visit Noku Jidi Bengono, the fourth.
If you look at the thing, those who were arrested and the teams which were supposed to go and check the areas or the venues which were concerned,
Such. Min badan panel or wadan bomb.
Our panel didn't do that.
The Benjahi Ado, Bembi one in our betari to Palace Jumabeto.
Who went? Home
Ben and because Minan Ben Halanan mean they don't get it. One day my Bemadi discovered Headum. So
it was Ben who went to check. Who went to check the places that they were supposed to go and look. And whatever happens, he comes and tell us this and this and this, that's what we saw, and this and this and this is what happened. It was, the information was coming from Ben.
Never verified.
No.
No.
Yes, go ahead.
Kalisa Juma be the euro, a dollar, a pound, so I check it Kalis Gambia, Buri million support, the better he mabe.
Because the amount of money found on those people in pound sterling, euro, and dollar in their premises was over $10 million.
And what happened to that money?
Ben we koya jame we yoya o wada open a special account at the central bank o ya o wada ton halis o ite ko dumne o wadi o wi.
Ben said, yeah, Jammeh ordered him to go and open an account at the central bank and put those monies there.
Special account, he said.
Special account, and that's what Ben did.
Who were the signatories to that account?
On account, ko hombe wonno signo be on account.
O halnani kam hombo ko we be on we yo ya o wadi open, so maybe what I presume and then komako wanta wala hombo go ko dum tan o wi min dum o wi o wadi dum.
He didn't tell me the signatories, but according to what he said, he was ordered to go and put that money in the central bank. Maybe he was the person who was the signatory to that money, but that's what he told me. I don't know who are the signatories.
Ghazi, in his interview, said that Bonto premise was bought forcibly from him by Yaya Jammeh.
Oyi Ghazi, ender interview mako duoni landa gol mako e jabo gol mako wi wonde ma on palasi bungon bonto case palasi on ton ko Yaya Jammeh ko wonde mana na ko on wi bangi palasi on e do forcé.
Was that investigated?
That on dartindina dum don on liggitina dum.
Was the ownership of that premises investigated?
Jeydo to palasi on da on liggintino affaire on ko on bo jeyi palasi on.
Alnom biwami ni minen be ngacani min dabitira no min poti ni dabitir because hay on drug bo embiata horamako nene de mbiata be jiimbo minen de min jotto hebedo taabe puntini mo be joddini mo ni hetreji he te wona non fonno wadde.
What I am saying here is we were not privy to certain things that happened, because even the investigation of that drug, by the time we were informed and the time we arrived there, we found out that the drugs were taken out and placed outside.
In the absence of the accused person.
And in the absence of the accused people.
So I joni min gala mi dumandani min bom pung min tabita sa ko ji place o horam dum do antuma sa mi sikani dum horam si wadi sa.
We were not given the chance to go and do a thorough investigation about it.
The governments, I understand, said that the drugs were ultimately destroyed by burning. Is that true?
Ni min mi wata andu de ndako kono woni kono mi do andi non mi sikani siko gonga.
I will not be able to tell what happened to the drug, but I don't think that's the truth.
What do you think is the truth?
Emi joma esikema ko ni zukuda ko woni gonga on.
Andi ko tumuyeji ni wande no ma drug odon dumanin koko yeta lamungu koko yeti dum.
What I can think about it is that the government resold that drug.
That is a very serious allegation.
We
would leave it that and move on. We are not to investigate corruption in government drug trafficking and things like that. It's quite an interesting issue, but we are not necessarily set up for that. So we would leave it. Perhaps maybe it would be the basis for some other investigations that this state may need to embark upon. But we will leave that and we will move on. We were only interested in the cover-up aspects of things. But even in all these cases, there was still a lot of torture. Silaba Samate alleged that you took him to be tortured in order to give the confessions that he made.
Silaba Samate o hali do wi wonde mako antike hore ma nabuno palasi ka be tapata to yimbe ben.
Is that true?
Ndadum ko gonga?
Mona gonga.
That's not true.
You deny taking him to be tortured?
Yes.
Salike wonde ma ona an woni neddo mana no ka nabi mo ka lappe ka yimbe ben lappete ton.
He said you took him to the office of Liz Gomez. And a hood was put over his head and he was tortured. You deny that?
I deny that.
Because if you look at his
witness,
if you look at his witness statement, if you look at his statement, he was later converted to become the witness himself.
Yes, but he had admitted to scamming people. He admitted a classic case of 419. Which is, this is drug. The president gave it to me to sell. Meanwhile, it is flour. And then he says, look at IGP here. I am going to give him money from this sale. Because he's sent by the president to protect me. So people would buy the flour, believing it is drugs. Later they discover it is flour. In the meantime, he has received their money. This is advance fee fraud. Otherwise known as 419. And the irony of the whole matter is that some Nigerians were 419 by Silaba Samad. That is what was admitted in the statements.
What was signed over witness statement?
What he said here is for the signature to sign his witness statement. I think that's what he said.
No. I don't understand what you're driving at.
No, because statement is the cautionary and voluntary statement on one part, the other converse witness or witness statement. So
because he made two statements. One was his cautionary statement, and when he was converted to become the witness himself, he wrote another statement. So I don't know which of the statements.
But even in all those statements, he admitted receiving money from other people and giving some of that money to Jesus, to and those monies were from supposed drug sales or promises of gold transactions.
And the journey Sandakindima, Bedo no Dinobo, and Bimbo Hemboji, Purawana, when I'm a Kohormako Halidum, to be Kadi number to DPP Halanimo Purawana witness.
If you look at the whole thing, he himself stated there, he was later converted to become a witness. Yes. And after that, he was taken to the DPP, who also told him to change and become the witness.
Yes, but just hear me
out. Police officer, statement
and the policeman who wrote his statement should know about the statement and know what is written in the statement.
Yes, I will get the statements. I'll make a request that they be sent in. The essence of this investigation really is not the truthfulness of what these people said when they were investigated. Our purpose is to go after the human rights violations that happened during this process. Whatever Silaba may have said in his statements, he claimed that he was tortured by you and your colleagues for him to give those statements. Do you deny that?
What I said, that's not true. It is not true.
So you telling the commission that his story about you taking him to Liz Gomez's office and pushed him in, and the hood put over his head, and he was tortured. You said that was false.
Onda hino wa ini wanda mako wi ko ndo wanda mako nabi mo office wiyete do Liz Gomez nabudam haka damal dunyudama nder don gila dunyudama tan be wadi saku ka hawre makko be piimo ton pour be wawa hebugol kongol jingo dum gol kongol go haldo go wana gonga.
He also alleged.
True.
He also alleged.
Ha joni o tumi wanda ma tumiri wanda makadi.
That one day you brought his wife to the NIA.
O nyalande hebi ke addi be nguma ko ka hokko
Told him that you are taking his wife upstairs.
Wida mo wanda ma heda nabude be nguma ko dow ka etation dow.
Leaving him to believe that something was going to happen to his wife if he did not cooperate.
Accuda mo kawdari do wonde ngom mijo wonda may mo holi wonda mak accuda mo no anga yaadi be nguma ko no way wodi ko wadota be nguma ko ton kay wonda yaadude makko ton.
Alaji Mor had to come.
O wi do dum ton Alaji Mor ari.
And comfort him by telling him that nothing was going to happen to his wife. He would not allow it.
Alaji Mor yewti mo ha waaw mubbinde bernde na wi mo wonda ma hay fu wadata be nguma.
Is that
That's not true. It's a lie.
Did you bring his wife to the NIA?
Panelo one number invite be not number puraraton okira statement mako ita ndaki ndima dumandu monovite bom pour yakugol flower kedino ton ko on mutawano henaw be dumbe yakoy dum kotu.
The panel invited her to come and give a statement because if you look at it, she was among the people who went to destroy that flower around somewhere in Kotu. After she gave her statement, she immediately left the premises. In fact, she didn't stay there long. And all the panel members were there present.
Was Silaba Samate tortured at all?
Silaba Samate, tiki onda omemano, jungo, lapano.
Min he komi andi, you know, or walaka torture.
What I know, personally, he was never tortured there.
Komi andi.
What I know.
Hey.
Let's cut the nuance. Let's stop the self-preservation.
We go wanda wanti gida no ida danda horema.
The question is, was Silaba Samate tortured?
The Silaba Samate nda o memano jungo wala pano.
My response to that is, I am not aware of anything like that. I don't know whether he was tortured, and I cannot ascertain that he was tortured.
You told us before that the NIA was a torture center. Do you recall that?
No, I'm coming.
Just answer the questions precisely.
I'm answering the question, but I also have to, because the definition of torture, I told you the fact that you are even called there in itself, psychologically, it's a torture. And also, if you are detained there indefinitely, and that happens. So that's, yes, if that is the case, that happens to him. But physically to be beaten, I'm not aware of that. But I know torture, psychologically, yes, he is tortured, because he has been there for a very long time.
So you accept he was tortured psychologically?
Yes. Yes,
I agree to that psychological torture.
So my question now is, was he physically tortured? By you or somebody else?
I know that I didn't beat him. I don't know anybody else who has beaten him. It might happen, but I will not sit down here and say something that I don't know.
Don't say what you don't know. Speak the truth. We are only interested in the truth. You told us before
Halani
that
do
NIA was a torture center.
Awi do yimbe wonde ma bawonu. NIA ko palace ko andanda ma wonde ma ko yimbe ka tappete ton.
Ko gonga?
That's true.
You told us also
Awi do yimbe wonde ma kadi.
that people who were viewed to be against Jame or threatened Jame
Ne yimbe kala mo be yimbe neddo mo wanda ma hibe sobiti wonda ma ko neddo ma o jabanani yaya Jame nda hibe hulbina mo.
when they are brought there, they are more likely than not to be tortured.
Be yimbe faso yimbe sibe adda baton no wayi ino wawi ko be lappete ma be wadde ko movies
Do you recall telling us that?
dayda wawi manditade wonda ma halani dum yimbe bawo
ko dum jinmi rawto ko mbimami ko.
Yes. That's what I want to report.
You
I
told
want
us
to
that.
repeat what I told you.
Exactly.
I told you that, you know, in many cases,
Yeah.
it is likely, but not in all instances.
Okay, thank you.
Very clear.
Thank you.
jara
And you know that in this instance, the allegation against Silaba was very serious.
be hidandi do ni tumal ngal ftega ngal e hore sillaba ko tumal ngal andanda ma hingal teddi ha
Eh?
You had an audio record
ida jogi record audio manara him wada record
in which Silaba, quote unquote, was bragging.
Sorry.
You need something? We go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. If you need anything, please say it. The TRRC is supposed to be a witness-friendly institution, and we treat people properly and fairly.
Yes, you know.
Lako sokruda awawa dum halde. TRRC do CDB arobe do no men topitata dumen no wodi siddo yagal ko mujjani yimbe.
So, you told us that, well, Silaba basically committed the ultimate crime by accusing Yaya Jammeh of the person who gave him drugs to sell on his behalf.
Lido Silaba wadi do ko boni kutenon no teddi wayri o wi ko Yaya Jammeh okkimo drug pour o yeyana dum.
Is that true?
Ko gonga wala wala gonga?
Konon?
Hey, that's true. Yes, that's true.
Throughout your 15-year unbroken career at the NIA, have you ever had anybody who had the audacity to make such scathing allegations against Yaya Jammeh?
Du bi sappo e joyi mo golluda NIA
in Gambia.
Nda neddo arina don mo anduda o suusi o hebi on bernde pour o hala sifa hala mo anduda mboni nande dido halaji pour tunina inde Yaya Jammeh walla hala na ko boni kan an horema a medi dum andude na
Anda?
no.
So as far as you know, this was the boldest, the most audacious claim against Yaya Jammeh, the most serious one.
Nder gandal ma o do hala ko dum woni hala mo anduda mboni teddi mboni musi wayri o haali halalaji ko president o tuumi don ko president o tunini don dum non no wayno dal kanko ko haali ko goddo meeda dum don halde
Tay ko affaire drug.
Yes, if it is concerning about drugs. Yes.
And this man was right there in the clutches of the NIA.
joni hino wayni o gorko hino ni o mo he nder hodo NIA ngo
Yes.
And they did nothing to him?
te be wadani mo hayfus
Min de ko mi andi min badani mo haydara. So me anda so wadama godum.
Me, as far as I know, we didn't do anything to him. If something else has been done to him there, I am not aware of it.
And kadi
Mr. Witness.
Mr.
Witness.
sede on
He was tortured.
be memuno mo jungo lappano
As for me, I don't know that. I am not saying that they didn't beat him, but as for me, I didn't know about it.
You see, you started from he was not tortured.
Another can be what I'm a torture. Because
what I said from the onset is that he was not tortured because I was not aware of it. And still, that's what you are saying, that he was tortured. Then, as far as I don't know, I cannot ascertain it.
You have moved down to, I don't know whether he was tortured. Maybe the next step would be, maybe he was tortured, maybe not.
I don't agree to that.
Did you ever hold the hand of his child to go away with the child to make him believe that something was going to happen to the child?
I have never set eyes on his son, much more to hold his hand.
How do you know we are talking about his son?
As what you said, if you say a child, that means it's his sibling.
Mr. Witness, you see, it's difficult to lie.
No, a child. What is the meaning of child?
As
Child
you said,
is the same as son. Is that what you're telling us?
Is a sibling of the man.
That's how we Fulas say. As far as Fulas are concerned, when you say a child, that's the son, that's the sibling of the person.
Mr. Witness,
Child can be
you
a
heard me
female or a
clearly
male.
in English, not in full English. You heard me in English. I said a child.
Yes.
Yes.
You told us it was a son.
No, me and son, the Kobido be me. Bido.
He said,
Bido, now I want to put on commission. I want to
child can be a male or a female.
Yes, you chose a male because you know.
I choose male. I did not say a male here. That's by your words, not me.
I said I used the word the sibling or the child.
But Mr. Witness, you told us the son.
In Fula,
specific. It's a child.
If you can specify in Fula a male child or a female child.
Come on, I think you can come in here.
But Mr. Chair, he told us a son.
No, Miani Sunday. Mianu.
I didn't say son. I didn't say son. I just said a child. I have never said eyes
Mr. Witness.
on.
Okay.
I did not say what you said.
All right. When you go home, watch the video. You will be shocked at seeing yourself
No,
saying I did not hold his son. I never set eyes on his son.
It's a slippery of the tongue. But
more like a slippery of the brain.
No, what I'm saying is,
okay, listen. Did you say it or did you not say it?
Min kobido mi wala mi futogani vi golum. Mi dum ne wana dum mi no vi kobido mi.
What I said is somebody's sibling. I didn't say a male or a female.
Pour hakilam sinakam oki min ko hakilam ko hokigam ko bimi wonde na ma kobido bimi.
As far as I can remember,
what
I
you said exactly in English is I never set eyes on his son.
No, mi ala ni angaladi. Min ko pulag mi hali.
I didn't speak in English. I spoke in Fula.
Mr. Witness, when you go home, watch the video.
Okay.
The commissioners would watch the video and they would make up their mind.
Yeah.
Okay? But be careful what you see.
Okay.
You see, lying is not easy.
oyi fenugol de wona ko wiiɗi
A lot of the times you will slip.
oyi wattuji hewɗi ɗin ara hiɗa soƴƴo ma hiɗa ɗano.
In the same case,
wiye case goto on
was Jesus tortured Esa Baji?
Jesus Esa Baji nda o lappano ma o waɗana ko metti.
That may be possible, but that's not us.
Who might it have been?
Si e miijo ma ko hombo waɗata ɗum si waɗay mo.
Si wonat ko jongla siji ɗi wonta.
If it had happened, it might be the junglers.
Were the junglers there?
Jongla suɓe haɗi ɓe tawano toon.
Minen komin mbaɗno golle amen ɗe fof ɓe meeɗa toon ar.
All the time we were doing our job, they never came there.
Were they in the NIA premises?
Nda hiɓe tawano ka NIA ka hoggo maɓɓe toon on wattu.
Ani minen ko subaka ha kikiɗe min gollekta to on waktu ɓe ngala toon.
We work from morning to the evening, but they are not always there.
But it means they were sometimes there.
Ono awa no firni ni ɗum woni wattuji go hara hiɓe toon.
Jamma goɗɗiɗi ɓe gona toon because ɗum ko public knowledge officer men ɓayti tojoji goɗɗi baɗɗi ɗi toon.
Sometimes.
Ko jamma e mbaɗi kadi teɓe pare ɗo en ɗum laaɓi ɗo en.
Sometimes they'll be there at night because most of these tortures took place at night. So there's a time when they will be there.
So how do you know that?
No an andirɗa ɗum.
Tojoji baɗɗi goɗɗi ɗiɗon ko wona fof gonɗo office amen toon na ɗum andi ɗum waɗi so ɗum waɗi toon ɗi jamma. Misi weeti kala mo wona fayda andat ɗum because ɗum haalde. Den ɓe kare kadi ɗo en arɓe ɓe ɗo na kala ko waɗi ɓe ko toon walla ko ɓe mbaɗi ko toon ɗum ne feeñi ɗo en.
What happens there is usually people talk about it in the morning because if those tortures took place at night, in the morning most of the people there will be talking about it.
And did you hear this?
Antiki anani ɗum. Antiki hoorema anani ɗum.
Min nanani ɗum de.
I didn't hear that.
So you just boldly assumed.
O wi awno wayni ko a miije tan e miijana tan e hoorema e nangere ɗum nanguma ɓerde a hiɗa haala ɗum.
That the junglers tortured him.
Ne wondema jongla suɓe ɓe piya yimɓe toon.
No ɗum ɗon kay like min gandat wondenoma ɗum waɗi jongla siji ɗi yes.
Yeah, sometimes we will know that the junglers has... Yes, sometimes we will know that junglers has tortured somebody there. Yes, we sometimes come to know that.
Tell us about Esa Baji. Did you have that knowledge that the junglers came there and tortured him?
Joni haala yimɓe affaire Esa Baji ndat ɗum haari e faamu ma wondema jongla suɓe ɓe meeɗi arandemo ɗon ɓe lappi mo.
Andi Esa Baji mimi wata wide o lappaka toon bayti o wi hombo toon lappa te be pare kadi yimɓe na toon lappetano te makko chances pour o lappe na heewi gos ko abbinomo ko na ɓurtiti.
Yes,
ɗum o wi hombo ɗumanna ɗum ko gonga.
As far as I know, if Esa Baji says that he was beaten there, well, it might be true, but I am not aware of it because the amount of accusations against him were many. So that might be the reason why he might have been beaten, but I cannot ascertain it. I don't know.
Okay. Yes, Esa Baji did say he was tortured.
Yes, Esa Baji o wi ɗo wondema o piyama.
Na wawi won gonga eyi.
Yes, that could be true. Yes.
And he said he was tortured by you.
O wi wondema tappuɗo ma on ma piguɗo ma on ko an tigi Omar Cham jooɗi
ɗo. That is not true.
Oh, what he said that he was tortured was true.
Kono ko wi ko wondema o piyama ɗum ɗon ko gonga.
But he said he was tortured by you, or that by you is not true.
Kono wi ko wondema ko an Omar Cham ko an tigi piimo ɗum ɗon wona gonga kono.
Mbiɗa
miɗo ɗum andi miɗo andi wondenoma mi waɗani ɗum te simi wanno ɗum ne mi wiyanno mi waɗi ɗum.
I know Esa Baji.
Kono simi waɗani ɗum ɗon mi jaɓata mi waɗi ɗum.
If I had beaten him, I will say yes. But as far as I didn't beat him, I didn't beat him, and I was not aware of it.
Well,
he is a Jola, and I am a Fula. We are bantermates.
Yes, but he is aware of it.
And
he is also aware that you are Fula and he is Jola and that you are bantermates. He has no reason to lie against you. He said you tortured him.
That is not true. No.
Mr. Chair, the Esa Baji testified here. He said he was tortured, and also in a report, the country reports on human rights practices, but that's the U.S. Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labor. It captured it there. And this is torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. This was the report of 2011. And it clearly states here, there are no developments in March 2010 alleged torture by members of the NIA of Esa Baji, former IGP. Baji testified during his trial for corruption, abuse of office, drug crimes, and other offenses that NIA members severely beat him at NIA. After NIA operative Omar Cham covered his head with a plastic bag, Baji showed the scars on his mouth to the courtroom, almost exactly in the same manner Silaba Samate described how he was tortured. Exactly the same manner. You covered his head with a hood, you pushed him inside the room, and he was tortured. That is exactly how Esa Baji described it here. That was your modus operandi, wasn't it?
That is not true.
Take a look at it to see that that is what it says in the report.
I don't think I need to look at it. Sorry.
And Jesus told the commission that Tamba and Babukar Sala handed Jesus to you. And you took him to the room where he was tortured. Do you deny this one too?
Very well.
Yes, very well.
These are two important allegations of torture. In almost exactly identical way of things proceeding. You deny them?
I
deny all of them because you yourself might know that Silaba is a criminal and Esa Baji himself is a liar.
No, Esa Baji is a banda.
All of them.
Both of them are criminals. Both of them are bandits. They are liars.
Yes.
And they are liars only because they lied against. They mentioned.
Because I exposed their dubious activities. Banki mabe di ngoni ready. Be pare mi wadi like ko dum do me ngum no mi wadi dum stop. Be big tama.
They were living in a way which is very, very bad. So this is what I revealed, what they were doing. This is why they were angry against me.
Kadi sandari Johnny ko hono mi wadi tadum ha para after Johnny mi arami salo pour yago seto fenande hemabe. Wono mi hano mi seto on den fenande.
If that is the truth.
Ay silaba no ala do nyawana system ko sokoytano.
If I had not stood the ground to follow, to make sure that the truth is established, they would have been jailed. And if that was the case, I wouldn't have stood for and revealed the truth about them.
But why are they now lying against you?
Because me fenyini banki mabe bande de ngol be pare kadi mi taji kebal mabe ngal.
Because I cut off their earnings from the way they were earning money, and I also exposed their dubious deals.
But you saved them from prosecution. Why would they be?
No be jino ni yari nyawagande wanani helawol te ko helawol dum foti raw.
because the way they were taking to try them was the wrong way. It should have been done in a correct way. This is what I just stood to reveal.
They should have been grateful to you.
Yes.
But they are now turning around to say that you tortured them.
Benganda dagne ndem darani no benidi because meda be dum halan pour bengandira ko ni dum woni ko hande woni first time za pour me wana mi do hala kule de do gede.
Maybe they didn't know what I did for them. Maybe they were not aware of my stand for them. Today, in fact, is the first time I'm revealing these things, how I stood for them.
No, Mr.
I'm taking fair ha mi wada detain mi tuma he fenan because what be report what be come report to ya jamme affaire dum do tangno be mo come report to ya jamme
because
then
the reason
after don taking fair ha mi riwa te ko dum don fop te daragol dum mani kulema be takinum jon be ngakta kadi hebe kam tuma
it is my stance for them why I was dismissed. Allah will decide between me and them, because it was my stance for them. This is why I was troubled and, in fact, taken out of the service. It's because how I stood for them to follow the truth, to establish the truth. Now they turn against me. Allah will decide between me and them. Mike.
Mr. Chair, it is requested that we give him a few minutes so that he could calm down. Mr. Cham.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I apologize for this.
Yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable. I don't want you to feel more upset.
Mr. Cham, nini kawan fala kapuru yara bernama dan jipo
You see, we don't bring people here to torture them.
Mengadani do yimbe puru wadu golbe ko musi e berde mabbe.
We bring here people here to tell the truth.
Men ko me addali ko me addira do ko yimbe ko puru woni puru be hala gonga.
In a very civilized manner.
Te yada e labal.
We ask questions.
Men lando landi.
And give the people the opportunity to answer those questions.
On tigi jonne lawongol puru o jabo di landi di o landade ring.
I will move on to less difficult topics.
Wi joni e yara sango ngo ananda ngal sattani ha.
Just so as to allow you to calm down.
I calm down already. Just go ahead.
I see you are very much shaken by the allegations of Esa Baji
Silaba Samate Esa Baji Tumal
that you participated in torturing them.
De tume be take in horama de memi matigir duwoni da tawa e tapugol yimbe
ko takidum because ko metukam go hona dum gonga e be pare be no I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You see,
it really pained me after what I it really pained me after my stance for them. But I'm sorry about this incident here.
Exactly. But apart from, you said that Esa Baji may have been tortured by the junglers.
Kono si fe iwi gol wonda Esa Baji no way junglers ube be mimo.
Bimi dum na way won.
I said that can be true.
So you turn off.
Let me switch it off.
Thank you, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Apart from the junglers,
Si fe i junglers uje.
was there another torture team at the NIA?
Nda kafu goddo kadi no tombe anda wona ben don kadi ala golle si wona tapugol.
Andi after min komi andi they had ndemi iwiton wala yesomum no ko wite ko special operation team wite be special operation team kono on tamta on dum don on team mimi andambo ton te ala no ton.
Yes, when I was there, it was the time for junglers. But after I left there was another group called Special Operations Team. I was not there when they were operating there.
But
by that time, I was already dismissed from the service.
But this Special Operations Team, what was their role?
Oh, Special Operation Team. Kambe ko hon woni golle mabbe.
Ani min on tuma ndeme mbalete min tami ala ton wata andu ko no ligge mabe hana mi
at that time
mi duma na no wite bom halira dum he foguye.
Well, if I want to say anything about them, it will just be my thinking hearsay. But when they were operating there, I was not there at that time.
Mr. Witness,
Say down.
here are the notes that you gave me.
Oyi no do bindi di anda na jonni lande.
And you said the Special Operations Unit would torture people who came to the NIA. And you gave me a list of the members of that unit.
Ko wiuda don kon konguli di jannu dalan ko dum woni o special operation. Yi kafon kambe ko yimbe be anda wona be lappa yimbe be anda yimbe addata ka NIA tombe te a jonni lan do inde yimbe.
You told us
mi kolum ta mi wonde man den wonta ta mi ala ton so simi hali dum joni dum wonta joni kono dum woni bayti mi tawano mi ala no ton.
But really when these people were operating I was not there. It's something that I had.
Was this a torture team?
Dabbe ko kafu be anda wona hibe darna tan pour lappugol yimbe tan.
Wana dum tan de mi sikani siko dum tan be ngonekta go mi andi ne dum na way won he golle mabbe.
I don't think that's the only job they were doing, but it might be part of their job, but I'm not sure.
Look, Mr. Witness, stop dilly-dallying. If you say you don't think that was their only job, that's what you said, isn't it?
Yes.
So it means it was part of their job. Yes. So therefore you agree that torture was part of their job. Don't just shake your head, answer. Torture was part of their work.
Yes.
And you gave me a list. Tell me who they are. I have this list here. No. You say the names. I wouldn't call it from the list. You say. Look, if you are afraid to say anything, let us know. I had asked you before. You said you're not afraid of anything. I asked you whether you were receiving threats. You said you are not afraid. I give you the opportunity again.
Council, dum lo jon alani simi okima dum jon halam ton jogi simi maya jangu dum ton ala dum ton way jangu way to commune okuma dum.
Yes, Council, because it was me who gave you that list. Then if I say maybe you call the names, you can just call the names?
No. I want you the one testifying. I want you to give us the names that you know of. That come out spontaneously from you. You know the names, you know the members of the Special Operations.
So, Council, what's the date on that note that he gave you?
This was as a result some pre-hearing meeting between me and him of last Wednesday or Tuesday.
So
it was
last
not
week.
reduced into
I
a
think it's
statement.
Monday.
We understood that he was going to testify along these lines, and he knows what's
think
up.
it's Monday.
It's audio recorded.
It's Monday.
Monday, exactly. It's audio recorded. So we can always produce that audio as evidence if need be. But I want to trust that the witness would testify spontaneously about
but
these things.
you know, them go call me when me do jogging not one tell me one time do him. So come take for what I'm doing, what and refer to what I have.
When I was giving you these names, I had a document, and that document is not with me here now. This is why I want you to read the names, because I don't have that document with me.
This
Mr.
was
Chair,
a note put together by your team.
we
Myself and him.
On the
can
basis of-
transcribe that. This is not the official transcript. These are my personal notes. But the meeting was audio recorded. So the authentic one would be the transcript. I am using my notes only on the basis of the fact that, of my expectation that the witness would continue to be truthful. If need be, we can just get the transcript of the audio, but that would take time for it to be ready. But in the meantime, I do believe that the witness has the information in his head. I don't want to fall in the trap of us feeding that evidence to the witness, because that could be challenged. That it's not the witness who is coming up with it, it is counsel coming up with it. It's like counsel is testifying. I don't want to fall into the trap. Let the witness call out the names. If there is a mistake, it could be corrected.
Well, that's good. I mean, you can ask him to recall the names that he had given you.
Exactly.
But if he doesn't want to read your transcript, he shouldn't be forced to read your transcript.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you can go ahead, ask your question again. Go ahead. Witness.
What I said here,
Let me okata dum ta wom do mi wadi notes.
when I was giving him these names, I had my own notes.
John mi jogaki dum no bayti John mo dum vindi no te kominen gontu no dum.
And now I am not having that document where I wrote my own notes. But what I'm trying to say is, as far as he has the one that I gave him that he wrote for himself,
Mi no mo godi di ayat fok mi wat arifat ko ton. So yo okam mi wat arifat on tuma dum yawta.
then if that is the case, let him give me the document, then I'll go through. It is not part of me feeding him. It's not part of that. He is feeding me.
That's all right, but he can ask you. And if you recall the names, fine, you recall the names, but not reading
okay.
it.
If I can remember, I think I gave you a name of Lamin Dabo.
If I can remember.
I gave you a name of
Lamin Dabo.
What?
What?
Sala, is it Babakar?
Is the mic?
Yes.
Babakar Sala. Put the mic on.
And no, the mic is on.
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
And see, I call Assassin. I don't know his first name.
Somebody called Assassin. I don't know his name.
Yes.
Those ones I can remember.
I can remember those. Miwawa is 15 or
but I can remember.
You've done very well.
Aitike.
You've mentioned 3 names.
Al hali better.
Those 3 names are on the list.
Better be hal daro be hibe jungando hali
There are few missing. 1,
no wodi heddi be
3,
kadi.
4, 5 more.
Yimbe njow heddi bawo.
Proceed. You'll take
This
is what I can remember. If you want, we go to the document.
Okay. I don't want to give you this. I would still insist that you recall the names of
Can you read it?
You have mentioned, listen, just hear me out.
I'm coming. You know, I told you, this is what I can remember.
Mr. Witness, Mr. Witness, you are not leading this process.
Sorry.
And you are not answering your own questions.
I'm sorry.
Just allow me.
Yes.
I am leading you.
It's
okay, it's understandable. I know how it feels.
Yeah.
I am helping you recall. Allow me to help you recall. This is the Special Operations Unit.
Special Operation Unit.
And you told us that its job includes to torture people when they come to the
awi
NIA.
ila wonda mabbe ligga mabbe no tawa hen ko dum woni lappugol yimbe pour be wawa hebugal hala e jungo mabbe.
And you told us that Lamin Dabo,
awi ila wonda ma Lamin Dabo
assassin, and Babukar Sala were members of
Babukar
that team.
Salla ko hibe tawa e o kafu.
There is a name you gave me, something Kanyi.
No wodi inde ne jondu dalan kadi yettere Kanyi.
I cannot remember that name. Someone called Kanyi?
Do you know a Jibril Kanyi?
Da andi wiyete do Jibril Kanyi.
Jibril Kanyi?
Yes.
Jibril Kanyi.
No, Jibril Kanyi on me and
no, I don't know someone called Jibril Kanyi.
You gave me the name Jibril Kanyi.
Jonila inde wiyete Jibril Kanyi.
Jibril Kanyi on Mr. Kanyi Mokima inde on Jibril Kanyi.
I don't think I gave you that name. Jibril Kanyi.
My notes would not lie. My notes will not lie.
I'm not saying your notes lie, but what you wrote in your notes, you mistakenly write maybe what I did not tell you.
So I'll just plug it out of thin air and just write.
From thin air, mistakenly. One can make mistake.
I'm
not accusing you are taking it from the thin air.
I did not make mistake on Lamin Dabo. I did not make mistake on assassin. I did not
Lamin Dabo, Faljani assassin, Faljani Babukar Sala.
I cannot remember Jibril Kanyi. Jibril Kanyi.
Jibril Kanyi.
Stop playing games.
He said, I'm
sorry. I apologize for that, Council.
You told me Jibril Kanyi.
I cannot remember that name.
Do you have a Jibril Kanyi at the NIA?
I
have the list of all staff at the NIA.
Do
you have a Jibril Kanyi at the NIA?
That is possible because I don't know all the staff by their names.
So how would we just come up with Jibril Kanyi?
Well, I don't know.
Are you afraid of this person? Are you afraid of this person?
Me, I fear only Allah.
Do you have a relationship with him?
I don't know Jibril Kanyi.
I cannot remember who is Jibril Kanyi.
I cannot remember me siftorani hombo ni Jibril Kanyi.
You gave me a name, something Gomez.
Gomez.
What is your full name?
No, I will not give you the full name. Okay, Mr. Chair, what I am going to do is, I'm going to produce the audio.
Yes.
And then we would see that the witness is lying.
Yes.
Yes, you say yes.
I'm not saying I am lying. I'm telling you I cannot remember. You bring it and play it.
You are playing games.
I'm not playing, sorry, if that is your thinking, sir. And
you are afraid to mention their name.
Why should I be afraid to
you tell us, you told me somebody called Tamba.
Tamba Mansere.
Was he a member?
Tamba Mansere. I think so.
Yes.
You gave me that name.
Yes. Tamba Mansere.
And you know what? Jesus said he was taken to him by Tamba Masire and Babukar Sala. These are the people you called members of the special operation, the torturers.
Special operation.
Jesus Kopeno.
But you know Jesus is a liar. What he said was a lie. Even if there is going to be death, that's what I will choose. I am ready for that from here to the next world.
Do you want to tell us that the people you call the torturers, the special torturers of the NIA,
special operation
special torturers, I call them. But you told us that their work was torture. Part of their work was torture. And Jesus said these are the same people who brought them to you.
Jesus is telling lies.
And you took them to be tortured. Can you see the coincidence?
If that was the case, I would admit it here. But if it is not the truth, I'm not going to admit it.
I will accept.
Okay, Mr. Witness.
But that's not the truth.
Have you ever tortured anybody
Amedi tappude ton
for and on behalf of the NIA?
Amedi tappude ton goddo dow inde NIA.
At NIA there, at headquarters.
Have you ever tortured anybody for and on behalf of the NIA?
Na amedi tappude ton goddo e dow inde NIA.
It might be possible.
Yes.
Yes.
That is an admission.
Yes.
Yes.
You have tortured people.
Ko wadi correct ko nganatama gonga sinumari mi jawat.
When the truth comes out, I will agree to that. But what is not the truth, I will not take it.
Okay. I'll ask the question again. Have you ever tortured people on behalf of the NIA?
Amedi tappude ton neddo e dow inde NIA na.
Mi jabi no halum ko yawti ko anaka jido kadi mi rewta do.
I answered that. Or if you want me, do you want me to repeat it again?
Yes, and I have heard your answer, and it's recorded.
Minani ko jabi da kon teddum windam.
Ya dula godo.
Then
Answer the question.
Jabo tan landa ko.
Mi jabi kema.
Please answer the question.
Lando tan jabo tan landa gongol.
Mi jabi madum no mi jabo no dim ni ko yawti ko.
I have answered you as I answered in the past.
In the affirmative.
Mr. Chair.
Well,
In the affirmative.
let's proceed. Let's
But
get
I said in the affirmative.
Hold on a second.
It's answered.
Is yes allergic to you?
Hold on
No.
a second. Hold on a second, please. Let's get the temperature down a little bit. We are going to pursue questions that need to be answered for the record.
Yes.
Our mandate is to establish, to create a historical record, an impartial one.
Yes.
We're trying to just get that done. Anger, shouting, and other things is not going to stop us from pursuing that. We'll have to see how we do it. So if we don't mind, the exchange can be done very, very politely, and then we go on. As I said, nothing is going to stop us. We're going to go on and create a record that we have been asked to do.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, if say something, repeat, just answer his question. Repeat what he said. It's for the record.
Perhaps I just remind him he has a right, of course, not to incriminate himself. This is a right everybody is always informed.
That's what you are trying to do. Because you want me. I will not agree to that.
No,
What is the
you're not
truth?
going to be forced.
I will take that. I will say what the truth is.
Sorry,
Okay,
interpreter.
so what is the truth? Have you participated throughout your career? Have you participated in torturing people?
Yes, I said that. Yes. Yes, I said yes.
Pasala Jeng, you tortured him.
Pasala jeng ala pimo.
Yes.
Jibril Waka, you
That's
tortured
not true.
him.
Jibril Waka.
Okay.
That one is not true.
Well, Jibril Waka said
Jibril Waka wi.
you arrested him.
Ko an nangoy mo.
You took him to his house
Nabudama ka sudu makko.
in Abuko.
Abuko.
You searched the house.
Visituda sudu makko ndum.
Nothing was found.
Hay fusi on yakaton.
And then you took him for detention for 3 months
Nabudamo joddina dula godo lebbi tati.
under Sukuta Jame.
Lew sukuta jamme.
That's true.
Ndadum ko gonga.
That's not true.
Jibril Waka on ko private electrician ono kala do nawe wadi disconnect after oyaha waran bo the branches oyaha o wada reconnect ben na mongo kakalis with the pretext ne o wala be so aya joni do nawe wadi disconnect fof oyaha o wada be reconnect wala yimbe yobgol mabbe biliji o wana hombo jepta kalisaji mabbe di tawata o bantabe biliji mabbe di o watti non ko nawe o dikoto ta o ligaki nawe.
Okay, fat.
How to say
Jibril
that?
Waka is somebody who reconnects people whom Nawek has already disconnected. So people who Nawek has decided to disconnect, Jibril Waka will come and reconnect them secretly, and they will pay him. And in fact, sometimes some people will give him their bills for payment. He will take their money and he will not pay the bills accordingly.
He was doing something terrible, something very bad.
Awa no ini mo wada bade de andana mako bade bonde.
Answer my question. He was doing something very bad, wasn't he?
Yes, yes.
He deserved to be punished for that.
Awa edo dum dem bade mako de watta don hino foti pour o ne edo dum.
Yes, for him to take, for somebody should put him on the right track.
And you punished him.
Joni kono wat an ne udam wadamo don pour rewnamo ngol lawol ngo rewnudamo ngol.
Of everybody at NIA, why would he say that you took him to Sukuta Jame and have him detained for 3 months?
Joni e liggotoɓe NIA ɓen fof kono werda wonde anga naɓimo e naɓudamo joɗɗinamo dula goto jonnuɗamo e dow yamirore e low darugol e Sukuta Jamme lebbi tati.
Was he detained?
Nda o joɗɗinano dula goto.
I cannot remember that.
But you told us that he was lying. He said he was detained. You said he was lying. Now you cannot even remember.
He said I tortured him. I said that is not true.
We haven't come to that yet.
That's what you said. You were asking them one by one. You started with this guy, Pasala. Okay. I said yes.
You tortured Pasala, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Jibril Waka said you tortured him. You denied that.
Jibril Waka wi wonde ma lappimo ma waɗimo ko muusi.
He said you got him detained.
Wi wonde ma ko annaɓi mo joɗɗindamo dula goto.
Under Sukuta Jame for 3 months.
Joɗɗindamo e ley Sukuta Jamme o dartindoro e Sukuta Jamme lebbi tati.
Is that true?
Ndaɗum ko gonga?
No.
Was he detained at all?
Da o joɗɗina o naɓano joɗɗina dula goto tigiti yo.
I cannot remember that.
I cannot remember. Mi wawata ɗum siftonorade.
But he said he was detained.
O wi wonde mo naɓano joɗɗina dula goto.
So you don't even know whether he was detained.
Awa hino wayni anga manditaki anda wonde mo naɓano joɗɗina dula goto.
So you cannot say he was lying.
Sabu a wawata wiide wonde mo koye fenade o.
Mbiɗa ko o wi mi waɗi mbo tojo be pare o wi mbo waɗa detain 3 months.
What I'm denying is that he said I tortured him. That's what I'm denying. And his statement that he was detained for 3 months, that I cannot say.
What do you deny? Is it the duration of his detention or the fact of his detention?
Ndako honnun ko bawtumo nanga on na ndako ko no yari ni affaire no yari no nangira non dlagol ko honnun e mu yedda.
What do you deny?
I deny the duration, and for the detention I say I cannot remember. This is my statement.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. And you know, why would he choose you to say that you got him detained with Sukuta Jame?
Kono taki o suba ma ang o wiya wonde mo ko wi ko yamirore ma nabi mo joddini mo dula goto e dow nandon tokkondirol ngol wat heɓuɗa angi Sukuta Jame.
Bade makko ɗe kewɗe ɗe tagi feere ha nawek sa ɓe mbi yo wota wonɗo branches maɓɓe ɗo completely pour yo immo ɗon fereng because on tuma ko ɗon o addanno hoore makko o watti noon ni ko toon o liggoto.
He used to go and sit.
Ha waɗa ban to come around NAWEC offices.
He used to go to NAWEC offices and sit there pretending that he's a staff, up to the point that NAWEC decided to ban him from sitting near any NAWEC office because of his deeds.
But Mr. Witness, during your time at NAWEC,
yes.
Well, you have admitted you have tortured people. Quite clearly, you were involved in a lot of things that were unlawful. What has the NIA got to do with people who owed NAWEC unpaid bills? What has the NIA got to do with that?
The NIA, Ontuma Yimbe management. Kodum be one TOR, Kurko president of one Minjahaton, Purwala to recoveries on these areas, and then one bay it is illegal connection. Now it was incurring a lot of losses. Yimbe Helbekan Nanjogani when Jawatayo. So Johnny Purminjahaton in Balaye. Dagan we take good disconnection. I Johnny what a chaloto to put a disconnect.
Yes, what we went there for. Yes, Fat said. The president sent us there for us to go and help NAWEC. Because of one, there were a lot of areas that some people owe to NAWEC, and we were to help to recover those areas. And after disconnecting some people... That is not because of me. It was their decision. I'm a small person to start doing things like that without orders.
You may have been ordered.
No, that's what happened. This is what I said.
But orders too can be unlawful. The NIA has nothing to do with somebody who owed NAWEC arrears. You agree with that? That's not a function of the NIA. You agree with that?
Under normal circumstances, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, that's under normal circumstances.
Just answer
yes,
questions.
okay.
So when you received those orders, you knew those orders were unlawful. It does not matter from whom they came. Does not matter who gave them. The orders were unlawful. And you know that.
This was posting, not even orders. It was published. You are posted.
Yes, but that was unlawful.
Was
for you to be involved in pursuing people who owed NAWEC, that was unlawful.
That was the posting.
Just answer the question. Yes.
Yes, I cannot say whether it is legal or illegal, but I myself, I cannot say that whether it is legal or illegal. I was just posted there.
All this thing NIA was doing with NAWEC, you going around threatening people to pay bills, that was all unlawful.
Fode bare de NIA ko be wada no kon kambe NAWEC no yahno yilo no hulbina yimbe pour be yoba nyamaleji mabbe il faut ko bare de andanda ma wonda ma yadani e luwa.
You have had many fights with people
about
disconnections or failure to pay bills. All that was unlawful harassment of the people. You now agree that that was the case?
Yes, because that's how we were doing it. We go and help them how they will recover their monies and those who were reconnected illegally.
But there's nothing in the law that gave you the right to threaten or harass people. There are lots of complaints against Omar Cham for harassment and threats. Customers. Mr. Cham, sitting here, you're now sitting before the Truth Commission of this country.
Mr. Cham,
a lot of mistakes have been made in the past. Do you regret your mistakes?
Yes.
Do you regret all these alleged threats you have made against people? Do you genuinely regret them?
Gonga.
Ani kala ko wana hen lawol min city dum tebe pare kadi sa na region bidan minene commune etono be rek no yimbe no be njobiri.
Yes, whatever is illegal about it, I am deeply sorry for that.
Yes.
But what we were doing was to give help to NAWEC to recover their areas.
Yes, we agree. But that help by itself was unlawful. And not only were you only involved with Pasala Jeng, Jibril Waka talked about his regular torture on a daily basis. In fact,
Jibril Waka.
This is what he said. During this period of his detention, that is 3 months, Omar will visit me in the morning weekly.
Omar
and I will suffer in his hand by physically beating me. With a stick from a neem tree. And listen to this. And sometimes he will ask me to undress. and asked me to play with my private part.
wi amo wonde ma yo ƴettu tuba makko mban o fijida e mum
ɗum ko fenade council.
That's a lie, council.
E ɗum miɗo ɗum pari ha yeeso Allah.
And I am ready for that.
Mi jaɓata ɗum ɗo ha yeeso Allah e hoore makko.
And I will not agree to that up to Allah. That's not true. That's a lie.
Musa Oldi Jawo.
Musa Oldi Jawo.
Do you agree that you tortured him?
Yes.
Yes.
Simon Grant.
Simon Grant, no?
You tortured him.
Yes.
Bakari Sao.
You
tortured him.
I can't remember Bakari Sao. I can't remember.
There are too many, Mr. Witness.
Even if there are too many. What I don't remember, I will tell you I can't remember.
Senabu Keita, no?
Yes,
Senabu, yes. Reasonable force was used when she refused to be arrested.
So you tortured her?
Force was used.
You kicked her?
You
kicked her?
No.
You kicked her?
No.
You beat her?
Lapimo.
You beat her?
I forced her to put her on board a vehicle.
No, she said you kicked her, you tortured her, you kicked her like a football. Before you bundled her and dumped her into a vehicle.
That's not true.
Mr. Witness, beating people who refused to do what you wanted was normal. You regret beating Pasala Jeng?
Yes, because I'm taking so I have to take responsibility.
Yes, that happened in my presence. Yes. I have to take responsibility because I was the leader of that team.
This is why all those things
I said yes, I didn't deny.
So this is becoming normal.
All the
they don't get it all
this happened in one day. These three things all happened in one day.
Yes.
These are the people who has given statements so far.
Yes.
In fact, 7 people have made these allegations against you. For you people in the NIA, beating people was normal. You believe you could get away with anything. That's the naked truth, isn't it?
Me do andi wande no ma hay suwana do lakara koko arata te kala mona kala dum bawda won wala kala ko bawda wat kala do wana lakara dum koko arata dum mandi.
I knew that whatever one does will have to face the consequences in the next war. I am quite aware of that.
Yes.
So whatever one does, you have to face the consequences.
Yes, let's deal with the ones here first. Beating people was normal for NIA officers. You knew you will get away with it.
No,
yes, I don't believe in that, saying that I will get away with it.
Well, all these 7 people that you tortured, you got away with it.
Some of them are not telling the truth. I will not agree to that.
Do you know exactly the total number of people you tortured? Do you?
I don't know.
Apart from torturing people, in fact, torturing was so normal at the NIA, there was a torture chamber, wasn't there?
The time that was being placed there, I was not there. I came and found that place, there.
There was a torture chamber.
Yes.
And there was a torture machine too.
Before, that used to be available there, but Afterwards, I didn't know anything about it.
Mr. Chair, I still have a few topics to go. Perhaps maybe we should just stop it here and let the witness continue tomorrow. Thank you.
Good, Council. Would you still want a private meeting with us today, or we do it tomorrow?
I will have a private meeting with the commissioners to discuss few issues.
Okay, so he doesn't need to.
That would be myself and the commission.
Fine, no problem then. That's all right. We will end our proceedings here and then continue tomorrow. I hope the temperature goes down a little bit, but Mr. Witness, we are determined to pursue the truth. Otherwise, the country would not learn any lessons from what has really happened. Meeting is adjourned. We meet tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you all very much.